There was a time, there was this 3 or 4 month span in early 2008, where I just felt like, all the time I just felt like, man, you got to do, and you go through these stages while you're going through all this. I got to do something else. This ain't getting it, and it was dogging me. That feeling, it was just dogging me. I mean, no matter whether I was indulgent or whether I wasn't indulgent, it was always on me. And I guess it was just God just starting. I guess it was his time, and he started pounding me, lovingly, but pounding me, And finally, June of 2008, about 3 o'clock in the morning, got up and came to the mission. Now I'd been there a couple times before. When I came back, I was ready to change. When I came, I was ready to change. I didn't know what that meant. And I couldn't say that I was consciously saying, now's the time. I was going through this thing about, I got to do something different. I'm tired of living like this. This ain't working. There's got to be something else, that I was going through that. But as far as saying it's got to be Christ, I wasn't saying that. Didn't know what going to the mission meant either. That didn't happen until a couple weeks after I got there. And then it was just like, I was in the kitchen, lunch by myself, and it's just like, I gave in and I just said, your will. I'm tired. Show me how to do this. I give up. And that's when it happened. So I ain't looked back since. I think that, God has something that everybody can use to help push them, encourage them, to keep them on that narrow path. And I think it's different for different people. And that was just, as the fear of God was in me about going back and using. I said, if I die tomorrow, I want to be able to say I never use again. If I die in 50 years, I want to be able to say I never use again. And that's primary. That's what drove me coming out of the program and going through that space in time where there's a little bit of insecurity about what to do next. My experience, that drives me, and I'm completely confident that that's what he gave me to drive me into this. And it allows me to with the educational aspect and the therapeutical aspect and my own experience, I'm able to kind of maybe make something a little unique happen in terms of my perspective. So my primary concern is that a guy understands that there are behavioral changes that have to come about in his life. He loves you the way you are, but he cares about you too much to leave you that way. That's real important. He's going to take that person or that individual, that mind, that heart, and he's going to make it into something that he can use. And you're still going to be who you are. I'm still the same quirky guy. It's just that I have a different perspective on what my role is in life. So it's okay. It's okay. So I preach that because some guys want to be somebody else. Our primary objective is when a person comes in the door, we want to help them, obviously. I believe we put people in a position because of the way God has blessed this place, that after we help them, that they can make a decision to take the hand that we extend to them to pull themselves up. And then I believe that they have the opportunity from that point on to make a decision and to have some type of positive outcome happen in their life. We have three programs. We have emergency shelter, we have family services, and we have long-term recovery, substance abuse. That's kind of the way, I think we pretty much all start off that way. Because like I said, because right away, most people, like you were talking about earlier, are thinking about getting the guy off the streets. Well, yeah, automatic. That is what we do more of, because more people come and leave than anything else. That is what we do. You have to invest yourself in the possibility. That's what you invest yourself in the possibility. And let God do the rest. It may not be that person's time. Paul said sometimes you got to put people out of the church and hope God scares them back in with a different perspective. That's what the scripture says in general. It's paraphrased, but that's what he's saying. When you put them out, hope they come back after the devil done scared the bejesus out of them, So sometimes you got to do that. But that's the part where some people don't understand. They don't think about the fact that, well, he can't stay with me. That part gets lost, because they care about him. He can't stay with me. What do you mean he got to leave the mission? Those two, that the mindset changes when it's on the other shoes on the other foot. I mean, if you don't have a passion for, how can you do something like this without a passion? So God's given us, each one of us, a passion to do what we do in a different way. And He's blessed us to be able to sit down and come together and realize each one's gifting, and then where there's weaknesses, we can kind of cover for each other. We offer people an opportunity for the second chance, the second chance, and it's a legitimate opportunity. You have an opportunity to come here and put down your weapons, put down your guard, put down whatever it is that you're carrying with you, and see what's going on around you with a different perspective, and hopefully be influenced.